Have you ever been in a situation where someone speaks English to you, and you understand almost everything they say? You know what they mean, and you even know what you want to answer. But then they look at you and wait for your response, and suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You start thinking, what should I say? Is my grammar correct? Am I pronouncing this word correctly? You think, and before you know it, the moment has passed. Maybe you've experienced this at work, at school, while talking to a customer, or even when speaking with a friend. It can be frustrating because you know you understand English, but you feel like you cannot use it when you need it most. If this happens to you, I want you to know something important. You are not alone. Many English learners experience the same problem. The problem is not always a lack of vocabulary. Sometimes, you simply have more practice understanding English than speaking English. You have trained your brain to listen, read, and recognize English words, but you haven't trained your mouth to use those words quickly. Think about it like exercise. You can watch hundreds of workout videos, but watching them doesn't make your body stronger. You have to actually move. English is the same. You can watch English videos, memorize vocabulary, and study grammar, but you also need to open your mouth and speak. So today, I want you to forget about speaking perfect English. Instead, focus on speaking simple English. You don't need big words. You don't need complicated grammar. You need sentences that you can use in real life. For example, instead of trying to say something complicated, say, I'm tired. Instead of thinking about a difficult way to explain your plans, simply say, I'm going home. Instead of searching for a perfect sentence, say, I don't understand. Simple sentences are not bad English. Simple sentences are the foundation of confident English. Here's another problem that may be stopping you, translating everything in your head. Imagine someone asks you, what did you do today? You first think about the answer in your native language. Then you translate it into English. Then you check the grammar. Then you worry about pronunciation. By the time you are ready to speak, you have already lost your confidence. Instead, start training yourself to connect situations directly to English. When you wake up, say, good morning. When you feel hungry, say, I'm hungry. When you see your phone, say, where's my phone? When you are getting ready, say, I'm getting ready for work. These small sentences may seem simple, but they are teaching your brain to think in English naturally. Now, let's do a simple speaking exercise together. I want you to imagine that we are having a conversation. I ask you, how are you today? Don't just listen. Answer out loud. Say, I'm good. Or, I'm a little tired. Or, I'm happy today. Now I ask, what are you doing? Answer me. I'm working. I'm studying. I'm watching a video. I'm practicing English. See? You already know how to speak. You just need to practice using what you know. Now let's make it a little more challenging. I ask, what did you do yesterday? Take a few seconds and answer. You can say, yesterday, I went to work. I had lunch with my friend. I came home and watched TV. It doesn't have to be a long answer. The important thing is that you are speaking. Now imagine I ask, what are you going to do tomorrow? You can say, tomorrow, I'm going to work. After work, I'm going to study English. Then I'm going to relax. Congratulations. You just practice talking about the past, present, and future using simple English. And here's something I really want you to remember. Don't wait until you feel confident before you start speaking. Speaking is what creates confidence. You may make mistakes. You may forget words. You may say something incorrectly. That's okay. Nobody becomes fluent by being perfect from the beginning. Every confident English speaker was once a beginner who made mistakes. Maybe you have been afraid that people will judge your English. Maybe you've stayed quiet during conversations because you were afraid of saying the wrong thing. Maybe you've watched other people speak English and thought, I wish I could speak like that. But instead of wishing, start practicing. Give yourself 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes when you wake up. 5 minutes while drinking your coffee. 5 minutes before going to bed. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you see. Talk about your day. Talk about your plans. Ask yourself questions and answer them. And please don't compare your beginning to someone else's progress. Your goal is not to sound like a native speaker tomorrow. Your goal is to become a little better than you were yesterday. Yesterday, maybe you could only say 1 sentence. Today, try 3. Tomorrow, try 5. Little by little, your brain will become faster. Your vocabulary will become easier to access. And speaking English will start to feel more natural. So, here is your challenge. Starting today, spend 5 minutes speaking English out loud every single day. No translator. No dictionary. No worrying about perfect grammar. Just speak. You can even record yourself on your phone and listen to your progress after 1 week. You might be surprised by how much you improve. Remember, you don't need to know every English word before you start speaking. You don't need perfect grammar before you open your mouth. And you definitely don't need to be afraid of making mistakes. You already know more English than you think. Now, you just need to use it. So stop keeping English inside your head. Start bringing it into your everyday life. Speak when you're alone. Speak when you're getting ready. Speak when you're walking. Speak when you're working. 5 minutes a day can change the way you feel about English. And if you're ready to stop being afraid and start speaking, comment below. I will speak English for 5 minutes every day. Let's practice together, 1 sentence at a time. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be spoken. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep leveling up with Level Up English with G.